You will know if you are talking to a good man if he agrees with you in the things that you have to say about how men treat women in the patriarchy. Okay, the ones that get defensive, the ones that get mad, the ones that say not all men are guilty. Hit dogs holler.
It is so hard, so hard to listen to women. Do you know, you want to agree with women sometimes, right? Because you want to be a good man. You want to agree with women sometimes. But women make it so hard. Women make it so hard because this is the thing. Can't you just be logical? Make it make sense, please. Why is it that every time you listen to a woman's point of view on this app, it never, if rarely ever, makes sense? Now, here's one way to see if it makes sense. So what she said, okay, only good men will agree with women when women talk about the hardships they go through with men. Only good men will agree with that. If you're a good man, you agree with that. So imagine that was reversed. Only good women will only good women agree with men when men complain about women or complain about the men's issues with women. Those are the only good women out there. Do you support that? If you support that logic, then fine. Then in either whichever version, whichever direction you go to, then there's logic in it. But truthfully, you don't. Because it would not sound logical that to be a good person, you have to be agreeable. And just blindly agreeable. Blindly agreeable. And then to say that the men that don't agree, they are the problem. They are the ones who are, commit the crimes women talk about. So imagine if I said that. Imagine if men are coming on and saying that, oh, only good women agree with men. Only good women blindly agrees with men. And the women that don't agree with men, they are the problem. They are the women that men talk about. I swear, it's just... This is why it's hard to agree with women. It is hard to be on women's side because they don't make their argument logical. And like I said, a great way to make something, be conveyed or seem or, look logical is if you can reverse it. If you can, let's say this. If you put race in it, right? Black, you change it to race, not just change the gender. If it makes sense in all kind of scenarios, then okay, that makes sense. But when it only makes sense when you have to push a particular gender over another or a particular race over another, it seems like it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It seems like you are trying to race bait. It seems like you are trying to manipulate. It seems like you are trying to... It's like you're trying to only show care because of someone's race, someone's gender, someone's orientation. And this is what men see. And I honestly believe men care about more equality than women. Men don't care about your race, your gender, your orientation, just the person.
Once men remember that girls are reciprocators, not initiators, the dating world will go back to the way it's supposed to be. Because they'll realize, oh my God, I can't be asking her for shit I'm not providing, right?
Yet it's okay for women to ask for shit they themselves are not providing. Seems like you're just asking for men to indulge your selfishness. I find it really funny with modern day women, where, and I'm not saying her particularly, but women in general, constantly, complain about the patriarchy, toxic masculinity, complain about, right-leaning men, complain about traditional mindset men, but yet go back to the way it was. Didn't women fought so it wouldn't be like the way it was? I find it really funny that women fought for equality, and then modern day men are pretty much exemplifying equality, right? You give effort, I give effort. We are both giving equal effort at the same time. It's not because, if I give effort, then you'll give effort. No, it's that we are both coming right at the beginning, giving as much effort as we can. No. Now women want to go back to where it was. But this is something that a lot of women can't comprehend, okay? Women constantly say, I want traditional men, or I hate men that are 50-50. Oh, that's fine, right? I want courtship, I want gentlemen. Okay. But they only see the positives that goes along with it, right? Whatever benefits them. Women have a problem with seeing consequences and seeing the negative of what they're asking for. Again, when men thought about traditionality, right? Men were traditional, men court, men, didn't do 50-50, men, were gentlemen. That came with stipulations. That came with ideologies where men viewed women as special, yet not equal. So men had to treat women special. Men had to treat women, infantilizing, okay? Like they're kids. You're providing for your child because you know what? They're not able to provide for themselves. But here's also the thing. A man that provides, and again, it's not all, maybe you'll find that one, feminist man that wants to provide, cool. But in general, men that provide will see is that if I make the money, I make the rules. If I'm providing, okay, if I have all the responsibilities, it's going to come with authority. But women don't recognize that. This is the thing where women are seeing this more and more. If they get with traditional men, well, men's going to have traditional values, traditional views of women. Because you can't expect, oh, I want traditional men, and yet I want to also be a modern feminist woman. And this is why a lot of women are failing or having a hard time in dating, because they can't like separate shit. Oh, I want a traditional man, yet be a modern day feminist woman. Never makes sense. So this is why a lot of women are just having a hard time in dating, because they can't a lot of women cannot evolve with the time. While I believe more and more men are evolving with the time. More and more men are, not becoming so have those masculine mindset like in the past, but then women are complaining that, oh, men are so feminine. You wanted men to be more feminine. You wanted men to be more in touch with their emotions. You wanted equality, so more and more men are doing 50-50. But no, you don't want that now. This is the thing where women don't understand what they want for, or they don't understand the consequences that came with what they want.
If your boyfriend doesn't make you feel like a little magical fairy all the time, you should probably get a new boyfriend.
Imagine being in a relationship and your girl says, or a potential girl says, to be in a relationship with me, you need to make me feel like a magical fairy. What the fuck does that mean? Sometimes I feel that women don't even know what they're talking about. Sometimes I think women purposely want to come off as stupid and illogical. I'm not saying women are, because I believe women are smart. But why is it when women come on this app, they have the most stupidest takes, the most irrational point of views, the most idiotic ideas? I don't understand. And this is a thing where you hear a thing like that, right? Take out the whole like a fairy thing. I believe why a lot of relationships are failing, particularly why women are predominantly the ones to divorce. They expect the man that they're with to make them happy. They expect that their happiness has to be on the shoulders of a man. So if she's unhappy, and obviously this man, is not making her happy, she will leave. And I'm not saying that he's not even trying, right? I believe a lot of relationships, a lot of marriages, men do try. But the issue is that when you put all the weight of your happiness on someone else, that's something that a lot of people don't understand how hard that is. Because if you can't make yourself happy, how can someone else know what to do to make you happy? And I believe in a lot of these cases, women, I've heard a lot of these breakup stories, right? A lot of these divorces, where women say that he's a good father, he's a good husband. I just fell out of love with him. I just want more. I want something different. I'm just not happy. Yet you hear it a lot of times. Women will say, I'm not saying all, but a lot of women will say, he's a good guy. He's a good husband. He's a good boyfriend. He's a good father. Women don't really say or give a concrete reason what that man needs to do. And I believe why women don't give a necessarily concrete reason is because, to be honest, she's tired of him. Yes, she probably fell out of love with him. I mean, there's a study that a while back that said women get bored quicker than men in long-term committed relationship. So I'm not saying it's like 1-to-1, right? I'm not saying it's an exact. But I believe a lot of women, a lot of relationships, women don't necessarily have complaints about that particular guy. I just believe women either, right, or fell out of love with him, don't love him anymore, or bored with the life that they have created together, right? Bored with how the life looks being with that particular man. So a lot of women, I honestly believe, again, not all women, but I think a decent amount, they are more bored with the life than they are unhappy, or that man is a terrible man, or he makes her unhappy. The thing is that I don't think these men make women unhappy. The problem is these men can't make women happy. So women think, okay, since I'm unhappy when I'm around you, or since you can't make me happy, I want to leave so I can find my happiness somewhere else. And this is the problem where we're seeing how, yes, I think the internet, social media, instant gratification, that kind of mindset is affecting a lot of people. So now some people are like, my happiness is the most important thing, and I need happiness 24/7. I need to be constantly happy. I think it's just a recipe for disaster.
I have a little newsflash for you guys. If you are not a judge, juror, or lawyer, you do not have to have proof to believe a sexual assault victim. You can believe them based off of their words, because they don't have to prove shit to you. You are a nobody. No one gives a fuck about what you believe. You weren't there, and your opinion and beliefs are irrelevant. So shut your fucking mouth if you're gonna sit here and discredit victims.
So with that kind of point of view, I don't understand how women don't trust men 100%. Right? I don't understand. I really don't understand that. If your viewpoint is that you must trust the, accuser 100%, with no evidence whatsoever. So if men accuse women of whatever, do you trust them? Or is this because the accuser is a woman? We must trust women 100%. That shit is dangerous. That shit is dangerous. I find women so hilarious that there's no women that can't believe that, oh my God, women do lie. Women can be, this is why, people always say, oh, you make content to hate on women. No, I make content exactly because of that. to dispel the propaganda that women try to push. If you are a woman, you automatically tell the truth. That's the thing. If you are a woman, you automatically tell the truth. Everyone should believe you because you're a woman. It's not like this women like that will 100% believe men. So that's what women do, and this is what I'm saying. This is why I create my content to be a countermeasure or counter programming, because we got to dispel this propaganda. And here's a controversial opinion too. Women like that, right? That kind of ideology. You don't need proof. You don't need action. Just believe in the lies or the words. Is why women constantly fall for the liars. Women like that is proof that women constantly fall for the players, the cheaters, the liars, the abusers, the pookies, the womanizers, right? These men that women constantly say, oh, what about men switch up? What about men that lie? You constantly fall for that. If you lie, women will buy. This is the thing where women can't understand the concept. You do not automatically, right, or deserve trust. You have to earn it. You have to earn someone's trust. You have to earn someone's respect. You have to, I don't understand women in this sense. You need to earn someone's body. But yet women, you know what, if you lie well enough, she'll give you that body that night. Oh, and they say, oh my God, men lie. No fucking duh. We know this. This is why, for the men you're dating, he has to prove himself over time through actions. It's like women only think that, okay, words are good enough. Words are good enough. If he says enough flowery shit, draws are dropped. Instead of, you know what? Let a man that you are interested in prove to you that he wants you. Prove to you that he wants to commit to you. Prove to you that he sees a future with you. No, what you do is like, you know what? He says some amazing ass shit. Boom. Let's have sex tonight. Let's get pregnant. Let's, you know. This is why I don't have sympathy for women when it comes to dating. And this is why I don't really have sympathy for the argument, oh, men lie, men switch up. You don't put restrictions. You don't put boundaries. You don't make men, or the men you're attracted to, prove, right? So no duh, you fall for these men so easily.
The way that an extraordinary man is literally just an average woman. Oh wow, he cooks, he cleans, he communicates, he's emotionally intelligent, has a job, is reliable, amazing, best man you've ever heard of in your life, right? Name one woman you know who's not all of those things. It's because we are.
No man throughout history has ever called a man that knows how to cook and clean, that knows how to pay his bills, that has, I don't know, has a roof over his head, that, whatever, has a car. It's like being an adult, right? No man views being a productive adult as being an extraordinary man. No man views being just an adult as an extraordinary man. Only women view, oh, if women, like I have my own job, I have a degree, I can cook, I can clean, I have a car, I have my own house, you know, I'm a top tier woman. No, you're not a rare woman. That's not a rare man. This is the thing where I find it really weird with a lot of women. In recent years, okay, men know what is a top tier man, what is a high value man. What men view as extraordinary men, and it's not that he's a good man, just an extraordinary man, is rare men. Rare men. So, you know, what is it? Men that are over 6 foot, 15%. Men that, are, six figures, probably about 20% of men. Men would say those are rare men, extraordinary men, top tier men. Now, don't confuse it with like amazing or good men. No, it's not being good or amazing or whatever. No, those are rare men. Those are top tier men. Because this is the thing where no man views being a productive adult as being an amazing man, a highly desirable man, because it's not. Men know that, these tall ass men are highly desirable by women. These wealthy men, these six-figure men are highly desirable. So, since you are highly desirable, men view those as rare top tier men. But this is the thing where because women think, because I'm a productive adult, I pay my own bills. Women think that those types of women are amazing. So they will equate that, if men do this, men think they're amazing. No man calls other men that has a job an amazing man. He's just a fucking adult. It's only women that views being an adult as an accomplishment. That is the bare minimum. I'm surprised women really don't understand this. The bare minimum. Because women constantly say, the bar's a nail, Really? Is it? Because the bar should start at you being an average adult, right? A productive adult. Have a job, pay your bills, can survive on your own. That's the bare minimum, right? It's not being, oh my God, he needs to be this and that. No. Being a productive adult, that is the bare minimum. That is an average adult. No man is going to pat another man on the back because he says he can pay his own bills. No fucking doubt you should. Again, it's only women that think, I'm an adult, so I'm special. I'm rare. I'm top tier. I'm an amazing woman. No, you're not. So really, I find it ridiculous. Oh, also, I find it funny. Women constantly say, these are extraordinary men. Yet you don't go for these men. This is the thing where men know what are extraordinary is, again, highly desirable men. The men that are look what she never said, he's 6 foot, he's 6 foot plus, he's six figures, he's athletic build, he's handsome, he's charming. Shit like that. Those are rare men. Those are small amount of men. Yeah, you wonder why women don't say those. Because women know that those are the men they go for. The men that she's describing, those are just average men. No man is calling this an extraordinary man. So I find it's just women's viewpoint argument is just so weird. Even women know what are actually considered extraordinary men. I think this take is just to try to belittle or humble men, right? Any way you can do it just to humble a man.
Your finger down, you once dated a guy who randomly asked you on a shopping spree date one day, and you agreed to it thinking that, ooh, maybe he'll treat me to something that day. And you guys take your car to the mall because this man does not own a car, walk around for like the entire day, not even one girly shop, not even one, tries on a ton of clothes, and finally arrives in this like pretty expensive clothing shop where he tries on a ton of clothes again. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, all the clothes here are really expensive. I don't know how you're gonna afford it, but you're just trying to be supportive. So you smile and like say everything looks good. And he picks out 10 items, goes to the checkout, and in the back of your mind, you're still thinking, oh no, how's this man gonna pay for this stuff? I hope he doesn't expect me to pay for it. And then you get to the cash register, rings everything up. Everything comes up to like $600, and he turns to you and says, thanks, babe.
You know why I love that video? Is because she now knows what it feels when men are put in these situations. She now knows. She now knows that the feeling, I'm assuming, the feeling of being used, okay? The feeling of wasting your time, right? You're going all to these shops, and the feel of, taking advantage of, being used, wasting your time. The feeling, all those feelings. Now you know how men feel. Now you know. This is why I always think it's funny that when women say certain things, okay? When women have certain point of views, they never think what it's like on the other side, right? What it's like, if you reverse that logic. What is like, it's like, I hear women constantly talk, or society constantly says that women have, empathy, sympathy, but do they? Not when it comes to men. They don't know they never put themselves into men's shoes. Okay, I'm not saying that men do it, but we do expect men to put themselves into women's shoes. At least the good men, at least the men that you trying to push to, understand women's issues, women's plight, women's problems. You need to put yourself into women's shoes, women's situation, how, what it's like. And in my honest opinion, I've done that, and that is why a lot of times I have my certain kind of views where, I've said this before, where, how I feel about, SV, DV, how I feel about when it comes to women dating, how I feel like, equality, all stuff. I've put myself on, in women's shoes, right? How would I think about it? So this is why I do believe, honestly, my controversial opinion, I guess, is that a lot of men do put themselves into women's shoes, because I think a lot of men have been changing. If you look at studies, there are more and more men that are more domesticated. They're changing that up, right? More men they're contributing to the household, they're contributing to the child care. More and more men are, liberal-minded. More and more men are thinking about equality. I think this is the thing where women constantly complain about 50-50, but the 50-50 mindset is literally men putting themselves into women's shoes, where you do not want anyone to have power over you. You do not want to feel less than. Men think that you want to feel equal to. That is why the whole 50-50 concept came about. Okay? I think coffee dates, men put themselves into women's shoes. You don't want to waste your time with a man that you don't want to, you don't like, you don't want men to feel like, because he's paying for something, he's owed your body. I literally think it's my personal opinion. Why men choosing coffee dates? Because one, they don't want women to waste their time. They don't want both sides to waste their time. Two, they don't want women, or put that notion that, because he's spending his money on you, he may be owed something, right? Maybe owed kiss, maybe owed a hug, maybe owed a second date, whatever. So I think, in my honest opinion, modern day men, or more often, not all men, I'm not saying all men, but more often than not, more men than less, are putting themselves in women's shoes. That is why men are acting the way they're acting.
It's wild that y'all want me to take you serious in my DMs, but I still pay for my coffee every morning. It's a little thing.
Women will never understand the consequences of their words and actions. First off, I want to say this. A lot of women they don't understand how men are viewing things. You only care about a man if he's useful. You only care about a man if he's paying. You only care about a man's money, his wallet. That's what you care about. And women prove it every day. Right? I mean, internet women prove it every day. Right? Women don't talk about, his personality, his morals, his character, how he treats people. No, women talk about, what he pays, right? No coffee dates, how much effort, i.e. how much money he spends. How tall he is, what he looks like, it's like, you would think, with women having so much power, right? So much social power, so much freedom, that they would be less superficial, less objectifying. But it seems like they're more, right? It seems like women are more of that. And women don't understand the narrative they're building or contributing to. Women are building a narrative that if you pay for it, right, depending on how much you pay for it, you have the doors open for certain things. So some men, I'm not saying all men, but may see as, okay, how much money I spend is what I can get, your pants, your drawers, right, into you. You wonder why a lot of men lead with their money. I've heard so many women complain, these men lead with their money. Guess why? Right? First thing out of your mouth. It's like, no, it's not like, oh, the men are DMing me like sweet messages, really thoughtful messages. No, no one's cash apping me money. And then you wonder why men leave with money. You wonder why men show off, right? Why do men buy cars, look fancy, jewelry, watches and shit like that? Because they know that, you know what, if they flash money, you have some interest, if not a lot. And then you don't wonder why, men like, oh, you know what, if I'm paying for it, I'm owed something, okay? I deserve something. It's kind of the double-edged sword of, if you're gonna use your money, you want a return on investment. So I just think that women don't understand that the narrative they're building or contributing to. Okay, a lot of these women like this, are contributing to very toxic mentality. And this is funny that women constantly complain about toxic masculinity, but women contribute to it. And this is why I want to try to destroy gender specific toxicity. We should just call people out for being toxic regardless of their gender. So I really think that it makes the argument disingenuous. It makes the movement, the ideology very disingenuous, very one-sided and fake when you only focus on one side, when you have to make it gender specific or even race specific or whatever specific to get the idea out. No, we should just call people out that are toxic. And I think ideology like this is very, very toxic and it's a detriment, right? So.
You make us ugly. You make us ugly. You make us ugly.
Listen to me. We traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. You hear me? It's coming from inside the house.
This is what I've been talking about, right? When I've been saying that I think it's a danger that we are overinflating women's egos. I think we are creating a generation of women that are egotistical and narcissistic, that they're delusional, that they are not grounded. I've said this in another video where I think women are purposely, or maybe not purposely, or subconsciously, whatever, inflating women's egos. By a lot of women, you see this, right? She could be not really that attractive, right? Or average at best. Yet you see so many women in our comment sections or just talking to other women that, oh, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're a 10, you're a goddess, you're a queen. You don't deserve it, you're amazing. It's like inflating women's egos. But yet you don't realize that it is needless, and I believe it's dangerous because we are creating women that are delusional, women that are not grounded, women that are so disconnected from reality. Because you see so many women here saying, oh, the chop man thing, right? Talking about, oh, I haven't seen an attractive man in such a long time. Most men are chopped. Really? I'm pretty sure you're just seeing men that are of your own attraction level. Or women saying, oh my God, there's so many gorgeous women with so many ugly men. Are they? Are they actually gorgeous? Are these men actually ugly? Or are this just two average people with each other and women have rose-colored glasses, or women have bias glasses on, where women sees every other woman as beautiful, as drop-dead gorgeous. Even though, if you see that woman, her counterpart, right, a male version of her, women would view that man as below average. A man that's like her looks, her weight, whatever, will view that man as below average. Yet in a woman's form, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, all this stuff. That's why there's a lot of women's hypocrisy and disingenuousness. It's like, really? And this is the thing where the audacity when you are average at best and sometimes even below, to call men ugly. It's like, you would hope that someone who is not conventionally attractive would be more sympathetic and understanding, and not due to the lows of calling people ugly. This is, for me, it's like, I could call some women heinous names, but I don't want to stoop to that low. I'd rather just say that they're average at best and let the viewers decide, right? Because why would I want to spread that, right? I never think I'm anyone special, but to me as someone who doesn't think I'm that special, to criticize people on how ugly or unattractive they are, it's like, why would I want to do that, right? I don't think I'm better than anyone. I don't think anyone is below me either. So I just think this is just a very toxic mentality where you yourself would not like to be called ugly or fat or whatever. Yet it's okay for you to spread it out to other people. It's okay for you to insult others. I just think it's really a disgusting personality, and I think that women are creating this. Women are creating a generation of women that are narcissistic, that are toxic, that are egotistical. And this is why I said this whole sisterhood thing, how they're going about it is kind of dangerous, and mentally dangerous, right? Socially dangerous. So, yeah.
Nice guys do not always finish last. No, they don't, because I'm telling you right now, like, the guy, my boyfriend right now.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. But what did you told me this recently? You were like, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, you said like, usually this is not who I
No,
go
it's
for.
not. It's not my type.
Right, but like,
Because of the nice guy thing, he's not my type. Also, like,
but you're also 25.
Right.
So now you're mature enough to realize.
But I'm saying, so like, I'm ready to like settle down in my life type thing.
And that's normal. Like that. This is the transition. Now that you're at an age where you're like, okay, I actually want a husband. You're gonna be looking for a nice guy.
But then you look at that situation, like, don't you want to be the nice guy? Like, don't you want to wait for that girl? Like, do you really want to be the douchebag that girls hook up with on her road to find the nice guy?
That's a good point. You're right.
Like, why not just be the nice guy and find that person?
Yeah.
And not have all the baggage behind you.
Yeah, you're right.
Not have all the baggage behind you. You literally picked her, or you get her after she got all the baggage. This is the insanity, right, with women like this, where you literally described him finishing last. Finishing last is not like you get nothing, okay? You are last choice. That's the thing. You get the last position. You are last. And she literally described it. She went through all the bad boys, and then now, when she's been through all the bad boys, right? She's older. I'm not saying 25 is older, but in general, right? Women are usually now older, more traumatized, been through more stuff, been, more jaded, more aggressive, more combative, more, disagreeable, more baggage, more bodies. Now she's ready for you. Now she picks you, right? Last place. You want her first choice. You were her last choice. Okay? Literally describing finishing last. This is the thing where women don't understand that. This is why men dislike the idea of nice guys, because women consistently describe nice guys finishing last. You pick him now that you're ready to settle down. Now that you want a stable man, a good man, a nice guy, after you've, been through the ringer. And it's like this is the thing where women can't see that. You make it worse. You make it less appetizing, because for the bad boys, you picked them when they were younger, right? You picked them when you were younger. You didn't put so much stipulations on those men, because you didn't make these men wait. You didn't make these men commit to you. But the nice guy, he's not going to get it the first night. Hell, he might not even get it, a couple dates, a couple months later, right? Hell, he might even have to get it. The only way he could get it is get in a relationship with you. While other men, they got you, right? They got you when you didn't have to put stipulations on him. You didn't have to put rules and regulations on him. And this is the thing also that a lot of women don't understand. You didn't want the nice guy. And a lot of times, you settled for the nice guy because you picked the guys you were attracted to. You picked the guys you wanted to begin with. The bad part is that these guys didn't turn out good. They didn't want to commit. They didn't, whatever. They lied, they cheat, whatever. But if those bad men didn't, okay, if those bad men can prolong it, you would have stayed with them. You show men more often than not being a good man is what you settle for. Right? Because you hear this a lot where women say they settle for. Usually they don't say they settle for a man that didn't, treat them right, or wasn't a good husband, or wasn't a good father. Usually they settle for a man that they're not attracted to. Right? So women prove more that nice guys finish last.
Wanting me to chase you when I look like this is crazy business. No makeup, literally just going about my business, doing my errands.
Don't zoom in.
Imagine how I look when I'm dolled up.
Don't zoom in.
And you want me to chase you.
Lord.
Okay, go ahead and do you. I got options.
Oh, that's clearly rage-based. She's kidding. When y'all start to see those neck rolls accumulate, right? Like when they start lumping up and sitting on top of each other, you don't feel panic?
Now, I could, go insulting, but that's not the point, right? That's not what the point I want to make. I've said this before, where I believe there's a problem. There is I believe right now we have more women, particularly women online, right? I'm not saying necessarily women in the real world, but particularly women online, they are more egotistical than ever before. There are more egotistical women, narcissistic women online, comment sections, videos, whatever, than ever before. The problem is that we have average people, particularly average women, right? Average at best. Some even below average, but still average at best. And have the mentality that every man is below her. Have the mentality that I'm not going to do something because men are below me. It's like no one is humble, right? No one has humbleness. No one has, actually discernment. No one. It's like everyone is rude, crass, egotistical, narcissistic. It's like I'm just, fine, right? If you want to be however you want to be, cool. The things I also say is that the same narcissistic, egotistical women are the same women that then complain about men, right? They complain about, the shitty men they attract, the liars, the abusers, or the men that don't commit. It's like, do you not see a correlation? Because of the type of person you are, you shouldn't be surprised the type of people you attract. But hey, they don't care, right? They don't care. And I get it, but I'm seeing the shift or the reality that this is what's happening. Okay, we have a huge influx of miserable, egotistical, selfish women and then you see the ones that are complaining, right? You see the ones that are complaining. It's the same ones. So are men terrible, or are women just selfish and delusional and egotistical and thinking that they're better than men? Just like the whole chop men thing, the thing that you hear women say, oh, there's so many beautiful women yet ugly men. Really? It's just constant delusion. We have an issue, particularly online, like I said, of women not being able to accurately judge attraction, okay? Or accurately, I don't know, accurately look at reality, okay? I think we have so many delusional women that are not grounded, that are hypocrites, and just insane. So we're seeing it more and more.
I've never met a boyfriend that has ever improved their girlfriend's lives. I've only ever met boyfriends that have made their girlfriend's life worse or harder. And like, I get it that like some boyfriends make them happy, but happiness is a temporary emotion that you can get from seeing a funny video enough times.
This is the thing, I find women funny. I don't see any gender more than women complain about the men they choose. Right? There's a woman I know that literally, she told me that her man is coming out of jail and she still want to be with him. I told her not to. She still did it anyway, fine. And then break up. They break up. And I knew that was going to happen. It's like, you complain about the men you choose. All women, majority of women have options. They have options with many men. Yet you complain about the one man you choose. Does that make sense? Not really. I see it constantly. Women calling their baby fathers deadbeats, calling their exes liars, abusers, narcissistic. Okay, cool. Why did you choose him? Right? And it's like, oh, he switched up, he lied. Well, this is the thing. I believe women are smart, not stupid. I believe the majority of women, they knew the red flags. They see the red flags. They choose to ignore said red flags. I just told you that story. She chose to ignore the red flags because of love, all this shit. Okay, fine. But where's the accountability? To say that, oh, I've never seen a boyfriend make, his girlfriend life happy. Okay, why did she choose him? Why did she stay with him? I mean, I've literally, there's little stories of women staying for years with abusers. Did you not choose it? What woman is with a man because people forced her to be with that man? No woman. Not in today's day and age, right? Not a single woman. So, does that make sense? No one forced you to choose the man that you chose. No one forced you to stay with the man that you chose to stay with. And yet, constantly, it is women on this app that's complaining about the men that they chose. That's insulting the men that they chose. For me, I will never insult the women I chose because that's a bad reflection on me. If I'm calling these women ugly, losers, just all these things, would that not look bad on me because I wanted to be with these people? That's gotta say something. Gotta say something about you when you wanted to stay with a loser, that you gave your body to a loser. Who's worse, the loser or the one that wanted the loser?
Contrary to popular belief, I do think that you should probably sleep with people before you actually start dating them. And the reason why is because you could really, really, really like somebody. You could really like them. You could be really anticipating. You could really...
Now, I'm not going to complain about that, okay? Men wouldn't complain, right? But let me give a counter argument or something you got to think about, an asterisk. There is something that called digmatize, right? I believe so many women have gone with the players, the bad boys, the pookies, men that really aren't good for you, men that will really just treat you like shit. But because he rocked your bed, right? He rocked your world, right? He was good in bed. You stayed with him. I believe that happens more often than not. And it's great, right? To figure out if that's a compatible thing, but I feel like that shouldn't be the thing. Because here's my view, where a lot of women who, and I think it's been studied, if you have sex with someone, you build a chemical connection with that person. So that may, fog your mind, okay? And especially if it's good, it's definitely going to fog your mind. So you might not be making good, rational, clear decisions about said person, right? Maybe if he's like, and probably this has happened to a lot of women, where he's like a bum, right? He barely works a job, no future, no nothing, but he's probably good looking, and then you give him a chance, he rocks your world. Well, now you're just stuck with a bum because he's good in bed. And I believe that happens to a lot of women. So I'm not complaining that, if women sleep with men before a relationship, it is what it is. I just don't think it's a wise decision. Okay, I don't think it's a wise decision. I think that, let's say, if you weren't necessarily compatible, right, in bed, I think you can develop it, right? And I think, depending on how strong the emotional connection is, it may help, or communication. I don't understand sometimes where women emphasize communication, but they don't use it in an effective way. Can't you communicate how to go about bed better? I would think you could. But anyway, still, I just, that idea that, have sex with a man before a relationship, it's risky, and I don't think it's healthy.
It pisses me off when men don't hit you before the date. It's like, you know how many men I have not gone on a date with or haven't shown up for the date if you haven't texted me like, hey, see you at da-da-da time, or do you need me to pick you up, da-da-da? Because it's like, why would you think I'm showing up to a date when we haven't talked all day?
There's discourse of women saying that coffee dates are low effort, okay? That, they have such high standards. They wouldn't deal with men that, say the first date should be a coffee date because it's, low effort. But women on this app prove every day that they give absolutely zero effort when it comes to dating. Zero. What do they say? Oh, makeup, hair, all these. But really, you go outside like that, right? You go out, you hang out with your friends like that. How you prepare for dates, you do that every day. So really, it's not like you're doing anything special for a man on a date, right? You're not doing really anything special. You're doing exactly the same thing you do every day. And to be all honest, men don't demand women to, I don't know, go crazy with their, like, it has to be a ball guy. No, just like what she looked like in her own car would have been fine for any man. So, but this is the thing where, like, what women say their effort is really their everyday activity. So besides that, women put zero effort into dating a man. So the one thing men are doing, and this is not like men are saying, oh, let's do only coffee dates. No, let's get to know each other. Because women have said this before. Men paying for a date does not mean he owes her body. Correct, I agree. But you going on a date with a man does not mean he owes you however you deem a date should be. Like he should be going to restaurants and doing activity. No. The point of a date, and particularly a coffee date, which men are now pushing, is that it's to get to know each other. So you already have a vibe. Because this is the thing where I believe so many women are going on dates with men they don't even know. They don't even like. They're not even attracted to, really. They have no feelings for the man. Okay? Women are going on dates with men just for men to prove or to change said women's minds into liking him. She most likely didn't care or like him to begin with. Because this we neglect. I think more and more women have neglected or stopped caring about the talking stage. They don't really. The conversations don't flow with the men that they have gone on dates with. They don't have no information. They don't know nothing about the man before you go on the date. And then once you go on the date, women are saying, "Oh, men don't ask me questions. You should have found that out in the talking stage." Oh, conversations with men are so dry. You should have known that during the talking stage. Oh, you know what? Nothing about him am I interested in. You should have already known that during the talking stage. Oh, I don't have any vibes or chemistry with the man. Did you not have vibes or chemistry when you were talking to him? No, you didn't even try. And then women go on the dates with the men, complain about the dates, essentially complain about, no vibe, men don't do this, men don't do that, and then, say, I'm not gonna see him again. Wow, that man, what's more often than not, when men decide to go on a date with you, he's interested. He already knows he wants to go on a second date. A lot of men, majority of men, I believe, if a man decides, oh, I want to take you on a date, more than likely, I do want to see you more than once. While women, it's just, they don't even think past that. Change my mind is the type of mindset women go into dating. Okay, change my mind. I'm not interested in you. I'm not really attracted to you. I don't really know you. Change my mind into liking you, into wanting to get with you. It's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle. And the absolute, women really, this is why I have no sympathy for women. Because honestly, you're doing it to yourself. You put zero effort into the dating. You complain that if men want you to put effort in, you call them sassy, you call them all this stuff. And then you just constantly complain throughout the whole process of dating. It's like you put zero effort, but you have so many complaints. It's like, I'm surprised that, no, I'm not really surprised, but, I should be surprised that women have so much option, but men have so low standards. So men don't give a shit, right? But it's disappointing.